The Crystal Super is nearing production, and so we also want to update you on our other high-end PC VR headset, the Pimax Dream Air. We announced the world's smallest full-feature 8K resolution VR headset in December, and we're working hard to get this into your hands. Not everything we can show today, but this video serves as an update and will cover things such as the panels, lenses, eye tracking, DP cable, audio, cooling and more. So lots to talk about. First, the exterior, and then we'll dive into the components. We're doing some tiny changes compared to the Frontier announcement. Our design studio is still polishing some lines, but bigger changes are coming from components that are swapped. So the speakers are slightly enlarged because we want better audio, especially for a headset in this price class. This is very hard to do with tiny speakers, so they're upgraded for more powerful ones, bigger ones that are still lightweight. Then the back of the headset, we're changing the cable layout. Originally, we planned two USB-C cables to be side by side, one for optional accessories and one for the DisplayPort cable. Our main priority here is the DisplayPort cable because everyone needs to use that. We want the headset to be pretty but also light, with the weight evenly balanced. So we're going to split the DP cable and run it on both sides and then merge it into a single cable later. A bit like those old headphones before Bluetooth. This is good because of weight balancing. The Crystal Lite and Super do this by clipping the cable onto the hard back strap, but the Dream Air has no hard back strap, because we want to make it more portable and so that you can lay down on a sofa or your bed. So this is our solution for ideal comfort while keeping a smaller headset. Then the cable itself is going to be half the thickness of a conventional DP cable, thin and lightweight, while still being 5 meters long. So this helps with room scale VR or other actions that involve a lot of movement, as light and flexible as possible. I think a lot like the PlayStation VR 2 cable. USB slot for accessories moved to the bottom of the headset, so you can put a tracker there or clip on the Lighthouse faceplate. This is the only small form factor headset in the world that is going to support both base station tracking and inside-out tracking. So moving to the front, we are also adding active cooling. We already designed the headset with passive cooling and vapor chambers, but we're adding two tiny fans that will keep the headset and your head cool even in long VR sessions. This is one of those fans. They weigh almost nothing. Now let's jump to the heart of this headset, the optical stack. We have a newer design of lenses on here compared to our micro OLED optical engine from January. These lens layers are made of high quality resin and one of high quality optical glass. We don't want to make the lenses fully glass because of weight considerations. People say the world isn't flat but round, like a pancake. Well, these pancake lenses are also not flat. They're concave, convex pancake lenses as on the Apple Vision Pro. The outside of the lens is caved in. There is a small benefit to this so that you can really bring your face close to the lens and your eyelashes won't touch the lens. But the bigger benefit of this is that they provide a bigger FOV compared to flat pancake lenses. This type of lens is, in a sense, like the hole in your door, creating a wider field of view. And so we do have here an early working sample with those lenses. The lenses and panels are slightly tilted in the headset in typical Pimax fashion. This is, by the way, why we have a V on each of our headsets. This also helps increase the FOV. With this and the curved pancake lenses, we're confident we can increase the FOV a bit more from the announced 102 to 105 horizontal, maybe a bit more. So now the panels. So we have been working with two different micro OLED panel manufacturers, both with almost identical panels, both 3840 by 3552 pixels per eye. Our optical stack is compatible with both of them and they both work with AMD and NVIDIA cards. Our preference goes towards Sony's micro OLED panel, who also supplies panels for the Apple Vision Pro, albeit different ones. The panels from Sony have better optical qualities for a better visual effect, which is obviously what we're aiming for, but also a slightly higher price tag, which would raise the final price of the Dream Air a tiny bit. We have reserved batches from both manufacturers and we're doing final internal tests to determine which panels to go with, and for now developing both solutions together. We will also gladly listen to user feedback on this. So back to those lenses. We're developing eye tracking with Tobii. Because it's Pancake, we cannot get the eye tracking camera inside the lens as with the Crystal and Crystal Super, where we have also used Tobii eye tracking. For the Dream Air, eye tracking has to be integrated into the headset, but outside of the lens. Tobii has done this before with other VR headsets, so they do have this know-how. For a VR headset in this price segment and this high resolution, we do feel eye tracking is a must. With eye tracking, you can get more immersive in social VR, like your avatar is actually moving its eyes, and it's also used to power dynamic foveated rendering for much better FPS. So what about progress in general? In January, we had a working optical engine for the Crystal Super Micro OLED, although the image was still slightly crossed-eyed. This is now fixed, and we also have these new lenses. Going forward, we have 2 options for the panels and 2 options for the cables. We are expecting to have a proper working demo unit in April and a public event with Dream Air in May. We got a dedicated teamwork on the Dream Air. And this is maybe a point to address because many people worry we have too many headsets. We see this differently. We also have a dedicated team for the Crystal Lite that now focuses on stability and maturity of production and software. Crystal Super team that is busy on getting everything stable and ready for the launch, and a team for Pimax Play and the Dream Air. And by making separate teams, their responsibilities are extremely clear. And we firmly believe in being a multi-SKU company offering several VR headsets. Users are different, and for that we want to offer different VR headsets that all share the same core technology and core vision of Pimax. For example, the tracking algorithm, the bridge chips, and the software. Also, the factories are shared, as are the logistics, customer care, and other overhead of this company. And this all helps drive costs down. Being a multi-SKU company allows us to pour more resources into developing technology that benefits all the headsets. It also prevents huge peaks in sales as it spreads out orders throughout the whole year. And this allows us now to own 3 separate factories with our own staff. You can't stop a factory, that is way too expensive. But now we have a rotation of product that allows for more efficient use of these resources. And we feel it's working. 2 years ago, people said the Pimax software was, to say in nice words, up for improvement. And I do think now we have improved this with leaps and bounds, to the point that big partners prefer to use the Crystal Lite on key events because they're stable and easy to set up. And that's something you didn't hear about Pimax before. Anyway, that's it for today. We're fine-tuning the final parts and at the same time also minimizing the risks for delay. The Dream Air is on the way and we'll be showing it publicly soon.